shepherds when the gates were chained, when worship was outlawed and the gospel restrained. They locked up the churches and live streamed their fear, while the cries of the faithful just rang in deaf ears. With their collars and titles and government checks, they bowed to the tyrants and broke every neck. They preached Romans 13 like it came from Trudeau, and buried the cross 'neath a rainbow show. So shout it from the steeple, cry it in the street. The wolves guard the pulpit, the hirelings retreat. And Christ is still king, though his church is betrayed by men who fear bylaws more than being unafraid. They silenced the hymns and masked up the saints, turned the body and blood into legal complaints. The world watched on as the pastors played dead, quoting public health while the sheep bled. The cities revoked it, the permits denied, but not one man of God even opened his eyes, while Forrest was fined for the songs he sang. The shepherds sat down and held back their fangs. Cry loud, O Zion, don't spare these men's pride. They've kissed the hand of Pharaoh and stood at his side. The prophets are gone and the pulpits are weak. Their sermons are soft and their silence is bleak. Where's the fire? Where's the fight? You traded the truth for public delight. Where's the thunder? Where's the roar? You're busy collecting what Caesar pays for. When James Coates stood while the fines came down, these cowards just frowned and protected their town. When Tim Stevens was jailed for feeding the flock, they stayed on mute, afraid of the shock. Now even the pagans see what's at stake. The secular press cries, this is a mistake, while pastors sit silent, wringing their hands. The rocks cry out in their cowardly lands. So tear down the pulpits built with gold and shame. Let the faithful rise up in Christ's holy name. 'Cause the men in the robes won't fight for the crown. It's time that their pulpits came crashing down. Fire the pastors who refused to stand, who built their careers on the shifting sand, who said nothing loud when it all fell apart, who tore out the truth and sold off their heart. They fear fines and bylaws and civic unrest. They